How's everybody doing? We're doing fantastic. Doing great. Look at all this. Look at this. I'm going to figure out what I did to my camera where it flipped on me. Because I remember back in the day when I first started, it was kind of reversed, right? And then some point, it like, you know what I mean? And I know it's got to be some settings, but I just got to remember with my ADHD but to go in there and redo the settings to the camera in and of itself. It's not a YouTube thing, it's the camera. Hey Terry, how are you? So I don't know what's going on. Also, I have like ambitious goals. I'm just saying, I'm calling it ambitious because there's this here recently. It's like I'll say stuff and it's like pulling teeth to get me to do it. So my ambitious goal is because I'll come on here and I'll do stuff and then I sound muffled. Are you certain? Does that sound like anything? Did that hurt? I'm gonna wait on Terry to tell me. It's in. It's plugged in is what I'm trying to say. Okay. It shows my thing is here. Please tell me if I get better. Hello. Like, do you hear me? Terry, come on. If it doesn't get better, I'm gonna have to stop it and start it again for crying out loud. Just over here chitty chatting my little butt away. I know, but like I don't want it muffled. That would irritate the. Are you sure it's not your phone? Boy, I tell you what. I'm saying. Okay. Anywho, I'll keep going. Like I almost wanna I'm gonna hear it myself. Shush your mouth. I'm gonna hear it myself. I'm going in here to hear it myself. And if it's muffled, then okay. It doesn't wanna like. It won't connect. It won't connect on my. Terry, it is your phone. Dude, are you seriously? You get over here, like, seriously. Come on now. Come on now. Ain't muffled. Clean out your ears, bud. Okay? Okay. I don't know why I still got this shit on. Anywho's, alrighty. So, for today, so now that we just went through all of that, that was fun. For today, okay, what I was getting is, it was like a yes or no. Like, should I, shouldn't I? So it felt like an action. It felt like a doing something, like somebody's contemplating something. I'm like, and they're trying to determine yes or no on something. But it doesn't feel like yes or no as in like somebody's asking somebody else something. Like somebody is trying to figure something out themselves, like whether they want to do it. It just feels that way. I'm like, okie dokie. And then I kept hearing the song, I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. And I'm like, so yesterday's went a different, like it was cozy, and then it just went away. It went a direction I didn't see it going. So I'm a little not so certain. I don't want to take that as like, ooh, it's an exciting whatever. Like I'm gonna wait and see what the message. I'm gonna wait and see what it says. So. All right. All right. And I know I'm coming on at a weird time, so that impacts when people show up because they're used to me coming on at a different time. This is the Hermetic Tarot. I picked it up for some reason, went right for it without even thinking. So there you go. That's how we're going to start, okay? It's sticky. I have no clue. I've had some wonky ones. And usually when I get through when I go through like a period of readings that feel a little bit of wonky, And it's like, I don't know where this is going. Like, it usually means that the energy of the collective I'm reading for is shifting, or the collective that I'm reading for is shifting. There's some that should be asleep when they're watching me. I'm just saying. But you know, I mean, this is the only way to break into other audiences, right? I almost did like a pre-recorded one. I don't know. I am going to do some rearranging to try and like loosen up the energy in here type of situation. So we shall see. I know I turned the deck around where it's facing up towards me because anytime you shuffle in any direction, it tends to bend the cards a little bit. So I've got to like switch it up so it doesn't. I don't like it when cards become curved. Most of mine are not. I do a really good job, but there's a few decks that seem too easy to do that too. So I know I need a stand to put it on. I've got one actually. I just haven't brought it in here. That was really quick. Are we taking this? So I wait until I'm off with you all because I change it up. I change up what I do because I feel like if I stay, I mean, there's certain things I always do, but if I stay stuck doing the exact same thing to cleanse the cards, then it's kind of like bacteria that becomes resistant to something. So like I like to keep it. I have a bag of tricks and I change it up, right? But yeah, I shuffle through them. A lot of times I pick and choose a time when I'm already disconnected from the energies, because a lot of people are like, you know, which is why sometimes I will in the middle of it, right? Hey, how are you? My thing is that like, I sometimes I feel like just shuffling while you're still in the midst of something isn't necessarily enough to change up the energy, right? Especially when you're dipped into a collective energy. So I like to do it when I'm just in like a chill mood. Like I'll be in here and I will just be shuffling. I could be doing something else and I'm shuffling. I just like to have like a time when I am not tapped in, where I just switch things up. And then of course I have all these things like I always keep my selenite up underneath here. I have my salt blend. So I have black salt from Cyprus and stuff. And then I have red Hawaiian salt and pink Himalayan salt. And then I do regular sea salt. And then I do some cloves and like I just to play with the energy and stuff like that. Like you can, well, I won't stick to my fingers, but like, and I clean it out periodically. I'll put the decks out into, like I'll put them in the sun. Like I've actually taken them outside when it's not windy or rainy, right? Obviously, and let the sun get to them. And then I have my Florida water. I have my bell that I use to cleanse the area. And then of course I have certain other practices with other things. So, but yeah, I tend to just like, you'll just see me. I'm so upset. I got water on here and it warped this. But like you'll like if you were a fly in here, which you're not allowed to be, just saying you'll die. Just letting you know. Anybody out there watching, you'd see me periodically just shuffling it up. Now I do afterwards shuffle things up because when I'm done, I just stick the cards back. But usually every evening, it's like habitual for me to do this. And it's not like I have a set time. Like I just always end up at my desk, moving things around and shuffling and like rearranging, if that makes sense. Like the cards and stuff, just to, as a part of like like having a fresh start. But I do a whole other slew of things to cleanse. So, and like I said, you'll see me sometimes in the middle of it cleansing to really kind of like neutralize the energy. So just, you know, sorry. Oh, hi, Sterling. How are you? Um, I do not put, actually, I feel like you get, um, my thing is, I don't ever want them in perfect order. Like, have you ever tried to, like play a card game fresh when when the card is, without shuffling it and mixing it up? It seems like it makes the game lopsided, right? And so it's like, I don't know, to me it just, I don't like having it like all the cups together, all the whatever. I've done it before. When I go through to make sure I'm not missing any cards, because let me tell you, with them going flying, and it helps me to sort and figure out what cards I'm missing, what I'm not. But then I will spend a shit ton, like I will take extra time to get it out of order because I feel like it skews it, and things like that. So for me, I don't like that. So thank you, Terry, for chiming in and everything. Ooh, okay, so it's a yes or no. Yes or no. And you got two really good cards coming out, right? I mean, there's something here. It was a yes or, like, again, somebody's trying to figure out, like, it feels like trying to do something. I don't think it is demanding a yes or no from somebody else. It's not waiting for a yes or no from somebody else. It's almost like you trying to determine yes or no. And so this to me is, okay, Page of Pentacles, and Three of Wands. And it's almost as if, like, this is the tangible thing. Do I go? Do I do it or not? And I feel like this is a positive indication. Like, oh, this is a positive step, a positive chance within somebody's like real life, right? Like I want to say material, but I kind of want to keep it like, because it feels like somebody wants to do something, right? And it actually, Three of Wands, like I feel like there's like some return on investment that's going to happen. But let's see, because Three of Wands is all about your ships coming in after you've taken some type of action, right? Like, and maybe this is what somebody wants to know. Like maybe it's like, well, if I pursue this, if I do this, the Page of Pentacles, this new thing within your material world, your 3D world, it's something tangible that you can do. Will I have some type of return on investment? So let's just see. Let's explore. They may be saying yes. That'd be right out the gate. But oh, that had two there. Okay, so let's take a look. You know what? It's a yes. If somebody is trying to determine whether they should do something, whoever I'm reading for, it's a yes. It's kind of like, is there going to be a return on investment if I do something, if I take an action, if I say yes to something? And I'm showing that it is. It's actually going to improve a situation. There is a need to kind of like, what I feel like is there's this structure that you kind of need to follow, though. It's almost as if like we have the Lord of Prudence. It's Eight of Pentacles. This is very focused, singular, and following through on something. Okay, so it's one of those things where it's like you don't want to waffle. Once you say yes, stick to a plan or just stick with it is what I want to say. Because we got the Hierophant, which is kind of like an existing structure or some level of structure or form within your life. Hierophant can be like institutions, that's why I get that structure feeling. Like it's kind of like having a plan and sticking to it almost, right? Seeing it through, following it through. But what I see is, as a result, and because it says the Lord of Prudence, it's like if you stay prudent to something for the purpose of which you are doing something, it's almost like if you start, follow through is what I want to say. Exactly how you should. And this may be something where it's like there is a level of structure that you have to understand or know if you start doing something. Like be very aware of the existing rules, regulations. They won't let me veer much from the structure of it. Like, and I think like knowing it really well. like how to operate within an existing something. And so it's kind of like, if you know this really well, you can stay the course and just be very prudent about what, like, it's almost like a shrewd, like very discerning and like purposeful, intentional with how you're maneuvering, instead of just being like, nah, okay, you know, you want to, I just feel like it, stick to the plan, okay? And there is going to be a level of success. It's actually going to very much so benefit you, and somehow bring in a level of increase in your life, some type of like whatever these ships are that are coming in, it's going to bring some level of abundance, some level of celebration. Like it's definitely worth it. And I keep hearing follow through. Somehow this feels like a second chance. Like maybe you've attempted this before and you didn't, kind of like, I get the feeling of like, if I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And it's like, okay, well, as long as you do it like that, like if you choose to act on something and you kind of like got a notion of what you're going to do, stick to the plan. Like don't go, okay, I'm going to do this and start and be like, and then like add elements and do this and do that. It's like, you're going to have to really, okay. Because it seems as though this has maybe been on offer or attempted before, because with the Knight of Pentacles, with the Judgment card, which is kind of like that resurrection sense. Like this is a really good, what I want to say is, whatever it is that you're thinking about doing, it's actually a really good plan. It's a really good option, as long as you stay true. Because remember, the Knight of Pentacles, he's all about integrity. So if you waffle, if you start going through this and you're like, oh, no, never mind, you know, it's like, well, and as long as you, I feel like, I want to say, as long as you operate within some realm of rules, like an established framework already, then you're fine, as long as you don't step outside of that framework. So, you know, it's like, and I feel like saying like, this might be something that you're like, should I not? It's kind of like, there's a level of effort that has to be put in, okay, to this. And the reason I'm saying, because we have the Three of Swords, it's kind of like, if you don't show up integral and do what you say you're going to do, this second chance isn't going to go so well. I got the feeling that maybe somebody started something before or said yes to something before and just didn't hold up their end of the bargain. And so it didn't work out so well. That's where the Three of Swords is. I'm going to pull some more, because I'm getting a very dual energy on that. Is this? I'm going to clarify some. I have a magnet on this, so hold on one second. Let's see here. Clarify this over here. I have like, and it came out of nowhere on my window. When it's rain, it doesn't really make that kind of a sound. It's almost sounding like it's sleet, but it feels like, thanks, Terry. I'm so sorry, Terry. You're the only, oh shoot, there it is. Hold on, something had flipped and I didn't grab it. I'm going to flip it because I'm not sure. I got distracted. Are we going to stay over here? I feel like saying this is only as good, is going to be only as good as the amount of effort that you put into it. Okay. You may feel like there's a bit of a risk at it. Like, I feel like your intuition might be telling you to go ahead. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe this is like part of the plan is for you to have this or do this. We have like the 9 of Wands. So you're a little guarded against it. You're like, I feel like somebody may not be trusting their own intuition. See, I told you, I felt like maybe you attempted something before and it didn't work out so well because we have the 3 of Swords and this is like the energy of why you're asking this question. Okay, because I think it didn't go so great last time because we had the Judgment card. So it's like this a resurrection, like a second chance, a second go round. But I feel like saying this time, like the groundwork is a little more stable. So maybe when you attempted something before, if you did try your hand at it, or maybe you didn't because of a level of, you know what I mean, and it left you feeling like this. And they're like, but the groundwork is a little more solid. Like there's a little more potential for this because we have the 7 of Pentacles, which is the groundwork in my opinion, right? It's like you're concerned or is it going to, am I going to be able to handle this? I have sleet coming down. You know, when the rain turns to little crystals of ice. You want to know why? You want to know why it's doing that? Not because it's scheduled to do it, but because I went and got the Christmas decorations to decorate the front yard. Because I kept telling my son, let's wait until it's not raining. Let's not wait, you know, and I promised him yesterday, I will go get it tomorrow because, you know, our house, it has to be decorated. We've got to have something, okay? Because that's what I do for my children. I freeze my butt off putting out decorations. And of course, when my vehicle is full of decorations for the yard, really cold sleet will come down. I think that you have put more forethought into it this time. You've really, really thought about the pros and cons, how it can benefit, how it could not, like why you should, why you shouldn't do something in the yes or no question. Yeah, it's like, but I feel like an energy coming off the Knight of Pentacles, which I know it has a lot to do with integrity, and it's just like, there's a lot of potential with this. Okay, so they're giving me like, here it is again, Death card, like some level of resurrection. I was getting that here too. I think this, like if you follow through with something, whether you attempted it or not before, whether it was something you thought you should, I feel like there was a level of disappointment within yourself, whether you did or didn't act on something before. It's like another go round. I feel like this is something to help resurrect a situation. Like some level of rebirth within your life that will guarantee some type of success and 3 of Cups, abundance. And so for me, it's kind of like this opportunity, the reason why it's very integral, this thing that you're thinking, it's not even an opportunity because you're thinking about doing something, right? And it's kind of like it actually will work out this time because there's a level of groundwork. All right. You're seeing things very objectively. You're looking at it thoroughly. You've overlooked it. You know, I want to say it feels like you see the greater picture. Like there's no illusions here, right? And so you're making a very well-informed decision. Obviously, especially with 7 of Pentacles, you can't tell right now if it's going to go that direction, but you kind of feel like it could, this really could go a good direction. This really could. And they're like, this is a really, if you choose to say yes to it and answer, if you make the decision, if there's this two-sided like coin situation, it's a really good solid potential or whatever. But also with the Knight of Pentacles, it's like you have to be equally integral with this and follow through with whatever plan. Oh, I just poked the shit out of myself. There is. And so it is the opportunity to kind of like close some things down and make a new fresh start is what I want to say. It will bring about a level of transformation, and that is echoed. That is echoed here. Because over here, where you kind of like, you're a little bit like, you're questioning your intuition. You're not really sure. You're kind of like guarded. You really are worried about this. This is because I feel like your initial response was like, fuck yes. You know what I mean? You may have waited on it, but when you really think about it, like you feel really compelled to do it. But you're questioning that, the 9 of Wands. But we do have the Empress, which is just something waiting to kick off, something waiting to open up for you, right? For this birth, because on both sides, between the Death and the Empress, something needs to be birthed into your life, right? Again, you're questioning your intuition, so you're doing the Queen of Swords. Let me pros and cons this shit. It feels like it's risky to you. You've got the Ace of Wands with the 5 of Swords, so you're kind of like you're not so certain about the risk. Is it really a risk, though, is the question. I mean, it does sound it a little bit with the idea of kind of like sticking to a plan, seeing something through, and maneuvering within the rules of an existing system. I mean, this is actually more stable than you realize. This is actually like we got the 4 of Wands. Asking whether or not this is actually risky. Ace of Wands has that level of excitement and like potential, but you're not really sure. It's kind of like, to me, sometimes Ace of Wands is the wand that the, shows up with the Knight of Wands. It's like, here you go. It's like, ooh, but you haven't acted on this fast. So you really haven't given it its due diligence, its thought. Good Lord. I don't know why I'm sorry. I'm coughing in people's ears. I think my son just left for, oh no, he's up there. He's letting it warm up. He has a dental appointment. Let's see here. Where's the 4 of Wands? A solid foundation. Like this is actually not so bad. And I told you, you've kind of like, remember with the 7 of Pentacles, I'm like, you actually have really, like, if you've tried this before and it didn't work out so well, like there's something has changed. If you attempt something and you say yes to something this time, like there's been a lot of groundwork, because this says perfected work at the bottom of this. And so I'm just kind of like, I don't think you're exactly in the same position as you were before. So I think that there's a lot of potential with this. Okay. Yeah. New era elements is what we're going to do. I just saw, no shit. It was the Death card, which we have here, but then it was with the 10 of Swords. Like the worst is over. Like you're going to leave the worst behind. So if you're future casting some kind of like worst case scenario, don't do it. Like I feel like you're going to, like, there's really some level of improvement and follow through. I feel like you can build on this, because 8 of Pentacles tells me you're going to be able to build on this. So if you say yes, I feel like there's going to be progression with it. I say yeah. I'm gonna say yes because I feel like you've been like trying to wing it and do it on your own. You've been trying to figure something out. The hermit goes in and he's really trying. He's a contemplative, going through things. You've spent your time in that. You've had your pause, and I think that things have been on an extended pause, to some degree. And it's like you've gotten the right perspective because it's like the hanged man, he does it so he can kind of like get a different view on something. And so you took your time and you really did. And you're like, you know, I think that you're in the right mindset to say yes to this. I think that you now know what's required of you to say yes and what you have to do and the level of commitment maybe. That might be for some and not for others. But we have the Six of Swords, which is you realize that this is the chance to make progress and get out of whatever you've been in. It is the chance for transformation. It really is. And like the opportunity to allow your circumstances to improve. Because again, we've got the Three of Swords over here. We're like, shit's not been so great. Or the last time you attempted something, it wasn't so great. So I would say, and not everybody has attempted this before, but it is a way to help transition you out of something, is what I want to say. It is saying yes to this will be part of your transition into the Six of Wands and the Three of Cups, into that abundance. You very well may be like into a better financial situation. We have the Eight of Pentacles again. You see how they're staying on path, how the path winds, but it's like stay on course. You just got to stay the course. Something about this doesn't feel like it's like, oh my God, if I mess up, I'll go up. Look, if you stay the course, you're going to get your wish. You just got to follow through. Like maybe you went detour, squirrel kind of thing with something before, if you did it all. And it's like, let's see what it says. You know this. You fucking know this. You have been in a situation that has been very heavy. So that's where this Three of Swords comes from. Something has felt like it's been a bit of a burden. And maybe the where you tried to do something the first time and you've worked at it since and you cultivated, you're like, this saying yes to something, either taking it or doing it, is going to be the thing to progress things forward, to allow you to let work or money pop off, for there to be growth. Seven of Pentacles to go to the Eight of Pentacles, there'll be growth. Three of Wands, yes, this new step within your reality will bear fruit, will bring in some ships. Okay, the ships will come in. It is the transition, like it helps to transition you. Because I want to say, like, there's this, like, you're like, oh, it's just something is too much right now. But the Ten of Swords, like, it's dead, done, over with. Like the worst case scenario, all of that is done. It's time to move into the Ace of Swords. Again, you have the Queen of Swords. You have thought about this and how it can change things to say yes to something, and the level of comfort that will bring when change comes in. You just really have to do it, though. You have to stay the course. Again, if you say yes to something and then you kind of like change your mind, what they're saying will happen won't happen. They're saying, according to what's before you, the timeline that's before you, how will things pan out if I do this? Well, fantastic. But if you choose to change hot timelines, or like that could change the outcome. So you have to stay the course. Period. Point blank is what they're saying. Okay, let's look 3 months down the line and see what that looks like if you stay the course. How does that pan out? what will transpire. Madame adores fortune telling, and then that'll give you your answer. Hey guys. Three months down the line, like show us as it goes down. The journey will bring rewards, and somehow your surroundings will undergo a change. So if you stay the course and you move down, this doesn't feel right. Why do I keep getting? Sometimes, let me just tell you, they be. Well, my son is apparently there is a water is getting into his school, and he just sent me pictures of like water flooding in from the roof. Yay! So he's like, my school's gonna flood, and he just sent me pictures. That's his child, I swear. Well, let's hope they work that out. I'm sure he felt like I was gonna. Let me read this. Okay, 3 months from now, how's that thing's gonna pan out? How's it gonna look? Like, let's. Funny. I guess pretty well. I'm going to be honest with you, because you're going to, like, somehow it's going to benefit you, and it's going to bring about a change that you've been wanting, which is exactly the fucking reason why we got down here. Like, you've really thought about this. You need this change. It'll put you into a place of comfort. But I don't know why this came out, and I put the other two back because I thought, no, that doesn't feel right. I cannot fathom, and maybe what you don't see with this and how it will play out is we've got jealousy leads to downfall, and a sly and subtle approach is necessary. What I saw before, the card that I saw before was beware who you trust. And I was like, well, shit, if you're going to tell either you're over here telling them to say yes, but then beware who you trust, right? So for me, it's kind of like there's this sense of a sly and subtle approach is needed. Like, I'm feeling like if things get good for you, you might want to really never let on just how good it's getting for you. Like, maybe don't say everything. Like, somebody's not going to be happy with the fact that circumstances, if you stay dedicated to this and you keep working and you move forward with it and you stay the course, that's going to bring a wish fulfillment for you. And I think that wish fulfillment is this transition, like somehow like a change to your environment or your surroundings. And so it's almost like, yeah, they literally say, choose your words carefully. So maybe don't let people know that you're saying yes to something and that you're going down a particular course of action, like you're taking action towards something, because, and in the long run, your perseverance is going to be rewarded. Bright new prospects are on the horizon. So it's almost like work, like moving in silence, like work going, like saying yes to something and making moves and moving forward with it, but not necessarily telling somebody all the details. Like, maybe don't speak about your progress or what you're doing. And it's kind of like it's the idea of like, you can say something after it's done, after you, whatever. Yeah. Jealousy leads to downfall. Sly and subtle approach, and I think that means choose your words wisely around certain people. Dude, you're destined to succeed. So whatever this is, and then time is of the essence. Like I don't know why that's like, um, yeah. I feel like saying yes to this now is the bridge, the start to a transition of things finally moving forward, kicking off, you reaping some type of reward, ships coming in type of situation. You just gotta like the framework. You've got to follow through. Okay. To me, the Hierophant is building that which reflects you externally to you. It's creating a structure external to your life. So setting things up a particular way and following through, right? So you've got to follow through with what do they got to follow through with? Let's talk about that because it's almost as if it's like if you stay the course, some good shit's gonna happen from it. This, whatever you're saying yes to, is your out. It is the start to you getting out of something. And we knew that you were going to be at a place where you would question. And I feel like somebody has sat on this for at least a week. So it's kind of like, okay, like we've talked about this. You've been prepped up to this point where you might feel like you shouldn't. And they're like, just trust. Like your mind will try to think of a way. And it's funny because you have absolutely put in the thought, but you allowed yourself somehow to find, like, also see the way that it could help you. Like you didn't just do a pros and cons list. You really kind of like mulled it over. It was a true pros and cons list. Sometimes we do pros and cons and all we do is see all the cons, right? And so your brain is like, yes or no. And your intuition is saying yes. And it is the thing that, like the domino effect, like it is the knocking over that first domino. So, so what is the course that they need to stick with? And my hands both are itching. So I feel like money is going to come from this. But I have both, which is like, I feel like you're going to have to have a flow and trust the flow, right? There might be a bit of something having to go out so it can come in, go out, come in, go out, you know what I mean? To get something rolling. So just for somebody, that might be for somebody, okay? What is the plan? What does the stay the course mean? Like they may know it, but I'm curious. I want to make sure. Storm and Tarot. And it's funny because I feel like I hit the nail on the head with something about 3 months. Hey, how are you? Okay, King of Swords. Well, obviously, the King of Swords implements the plan, the strategy. That's it. Stay the course is you got some kind of strategy that you've come up with where you're like, oh, this could work. This could work. And it's like, they're like, yeah, stay. Okay, thank you. Stay within the I was like, structure. I was like, oh my God, strategy. Like there's a strategy because you had Queen of Swords come out twice. Now she's the one that pulls out and sees the greater picture, right? But in doing so, she's got the eagle eye view and she can almost plot a little bit like the next 20 to 30 steps in something, right? And it's like, okay, if I do this, that could happen. So I got to make sure this happens. Okay. So you've got it. You know what to do. You just have to execute it. So this is the fucking strategy, guys, because the King of Swords is he doesn't waffle. He doesn't question. He follows through. And I think that's the problem is you didn't follow through last time for those where there was a last time. So this is like a chance to say yes to something where if you follow through and follow the strategy that you know will benefit you, and not like get to a place where like and veer from that. Don't veer. Don't veer, okay? Oh, baby. I feel like this is okay. So yes, it may feel a bit risky. I'm not going to, but I feel like they're also saying say yes quickly, execute this and start the process now. And remember, we've been having time is of the essence, and something needing to happen before January and things like that. So I would say yes now. Okay. And I can't help but feel like things are going to take off or improve almost immediately. This is very fast energy. This is the Knight of Wands. Or, yes, Knight of Wands. Sorry. Sometimes I'd be like, it's the page, and I see the Knight. But I think this is I think this is good. And they're saying, remember when they told you, like for the 15 previous readings, where you kind of need to position yourself mentally to see the positive and how something can work out, and like prepare yourself mentally, and how this Seven of Swords is also strategy. It is the card of strategy as well. So there's reiterating it where you actually execute the strategy, okay? Where you make sure that you set yourself up so that you have the best possible course, best possible, like it's a plan of action, a strategy, like the best possible outcome. You know what I mean? And so, like he goes into the other camp to determine how can I make sure that this is a success, right? And then he does what he has to level the playing field, and it's following through with that. So if you have a strategy or plan, don't try to tweak that shit once you start. Stay the course. And maybe have a little more confidence in what your ability to go, if I do this. Okay? Because it's going to take you right to like, and if you approach this with the right mental, and I feel like you're in a good spot. Like, I really do think that you, instead of like, you gave it its due diligence, you really looked at it objectively, and you truly gave it consideration as to how something can work to your benefit and how it can succeed. And so you're looking at it going, that's 50-50. It really could. It really could. Yeah, it really could. So, and then, so you've positioned yourself. This is positive mental preparation is what it is. That's what a strategy is. A strategy is positive mental preparation for something, and it's going to lead you right to your fucking wish, your desire. The desired outcome, it's going to. So I have never been like, this is, I'm very confident. I am really confident. And they gave you a straight to the fucking point, very specific side piece of information. They're like, absolutely stick to the fucking plan. It is going to usher in the winds of change that you're hoping for, and there will be rewards as a result. So, and I am thinking I am going to start a new. So I feel like I'm going to revive some of the old things that I've done, and because I'm not your typical tarot reader, I get it. I do some weird shit, but we all love coffee and tarot. Absolutely. It just allows me to delve into the collective and give a message. We cozy up. We know it's going to be a long message. We settle in, and there's a lot of coaching that's involved with the coffee and tarot. I am also going to get back to doing the my brain keeps trying to give me 20 different words. I'm like, that's not even the word that I'm looking for. I'm going to get back to doing, I feel like they're trying to encourage me to do this one. So it's one of them. It's not the one I'm trying to say, but I will probably get back to doing the elementals. I don't necessarily do zodiacs, but I love utilizing the elements as more of a guidepost for readings, because then I can divvy up the collectives to a certain degree. And I believe that people hippity hoppity around in the different elements. And so at any given moment, you could be operating from a particular element. And if it feels more like it's calling to you, then, you know, whether it's through zodiac or some other reason or shamanic practices that lead you towards it, it's just whatever. And then I'm going to do aspects of the self. That's the one I was trying to go for. So I'm reviving those two, the elementals and the aspects of the self, where you get a message from an aspect of yourself, whether it's the inner child, your feminine, your masculine, your shadow, your inner teenager, you know, there's several others. Your ego, shadow could be like a little bit of trauma versus like the ego. That's coming back. And I thought today when we did this, I was like, I should do a reading once per week where I can read for you guys. And like, it'll be a category of yes, no, maybe so. Like people needing a yes or no answer. Or maybe like, is this yes, no, somewhere in the middle, what? Because that's kind of what I do. I work with people when they're at a crossroads. I have a whole coaching channeling option. It's called decision coaching. And I help people when they're in the crux of something like, you know, I'm stuck. Like, what is this? And giving like feedback on it. And that would bring us to like 4 readings a week, like 4 days a week. And then of course, free for all. I'll decide however else, but I think that I'm going to restructure the channel and get more. You ever have a moment where a reading just hits home with you and you wasn't intending it for it to? Because at no point have I asked yes or no, but somehow that message feels like I literally just told you all my plan. Well, I fucked up because it did say be careful of who you say something to. Choose your words carefully. So let's just say I feel like all of a sudden I realized there might have been a message in this message for me. It's not how I intended it by any means. Because I wasn't asking, should I, shouldn't I? I was just going, oh, maybe. Like, yeah, I was just playing and toying around with shit. So it did not start, but hey, I get what you mean. But look at that. I just gave you a fucking example. They're like, yeah, as long as you stick to that, if you stick with the plan. Okay. Don't do what I just did. And share that shit. I'm going to have to edit this out. I'm going to have to edit my whole conversation out. Holy shit. And share it with the world. Like, seriously. Protect me, spirit, because I am dumb. Oh, my God. Yeah. Kind of like, don't do that. Okay? Okay. Sure. Looks great. Alrighty. I just feel like I shot myself in the foot there for a second. Like, you know, sometimes in my life, things just hover and they hover and they hover and they fucking sink in just a little too late. Okay. Thank you, Cappy. I appreciate you backing me on that. Okay, because those 4 readings, like we would all, and then I would step out of having too many of the coffee and tarots because sometimes I feel it gets repetitive. But we'd still be, you know, doing it weekly, like getting at least one in a week. And you know what? Maybe the next one would be open. Like if I ever wanted to, the 5th one, like I'm thinking 5 reads a week. Like The fifth one could be something to the effect of like, if I ever wanted to come on and do Tarot Demystified, then I could. I'd have a date open for it kind of thing. But all of those feel really good. Like I feel really good about the yes, no, maybe so. One, that would be really great. Because there's a lot of times where it's like, I mean, sometimes we just need spirit to be like, look, just fucking tell me. Thank you, Cappy. I think that's going to be, yeah. Okay. That's amazing. That is amazing. That was really, that's a good, yeah. So there you go. Sometimes I'm a live living example for you all, but somebody was, damn, should I do something? I'm over here like, I never asked Spirit yes or no. I feel like I got set up there. I got set up, fucking got set up like it wasn't even funny and didn't even see it. Them motherfuckers thought they was slick with it, didn't they? All right. Amazing. Okie dokies. Sometimes on live readings, I get called the fuck out, and I'm like, well, there you go. There you go. Okay. Okay. I am speechless, guys, because I'm over here going, shit. Like, I always worry if something resonates with me greatly, and I have seen a lot of other tarot readers starting this now, and where they go, I did a reading for myself, and I feel compelled to share it because it's for other people, and I get it. Like, the idea and notion that somehow I don't get reading, you know, but when my intention is to come out and give a reading to somebody else, and I feel called out, or I feel like, oh shit, then I don't worry like, oh, was that for anybody else or was that for me? Like, surely it's got to be for somebody else as well. But it makes me feel like guilty, and I probably shouldn't feel guilty, but I feel weird. I feel weird about it. I'm like, oh, that was utterly me being called out. Oh, and I talked about like my plan to, I started to talk about it and then I did something else. So like I have a plan, like look at this shit, look at this hair. You know what? I don't think I ever said this. I meant to say this in the beginning, but then Terry started saying something about my microphone and I got on a tangent trying to figure out thank you, Terry. So like what I thought was like, I was going to come up and say, I have a plan to blah, 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 blah. Totally different, by the way. Like I've been telling myself I need to start getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and take my shower then and get ready because I get to the point where like, I will run errands first in the morning, then come on here. Sometimes I come on here and then run errands. And then I take my shower midday. And there's just something about like, I'm not nearly as motivated to do my hair or do any makeup or like, I will get out of the shower and then go and put it back up. I'm like, good job, Sean. And I feel like there's something like I've been nudged to like start like change up my schedule a bit. So yeah. Yeah. I feel like I'm supposed to do another reading. And I'm like, I'm in shock. Jow. Dude. I look like Casper the Ghost. Flattery at times will get you somewhere. Sometimes it will not. So just FYI, and it's hit or miss. Okay. I look like Casper the Ghost. I usually have a tan. Haven't tanned in like 6 months. I am feeling it. And these damn lights. I swear to God, every morning I'm like, why? I do not look like this in the mirror. When I go in the mirror, Terry. So, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Okay. All right. Some good coffee, just letting you know. Let's pull a couple more cards, see what the fuck happens. I don't know. And then I got some more to go do. And see, this is what I don't like. I also get to the point where I'm like, I think the reason I don't get ready in the middle of the day, because it's like I can always think of more things I've got to do. Like once my day gets started and it starts going, I'm like, oh, so I just throw my hair up wet, which I know is a no. And I'm like, I don't put any effort in. You know what I mean? There's a lot of days I don't put any effort in. I take a shower. Okay. And I know that's more than some people. So, you know. Oh, let me just tell you, Jal, every freaking time, like Terry is always like, ooh, like, you know, that special deck. He's always like, let's go, give it, you know, and I'm like, okay, dude. Okay, so we do have this again, which is talking about living deliberately. Like the cure for longing is just to do something, to be bold, make choices and decisions, and allow yourself to feel alive again. Okay, that's what it is. It's like when you're in motion and you're taking risks and you're doing things, you don't long like you used to, Terry. I mean, I'm not saying it's for you, motherfucker. I think it is. A note on love. Seek different seasons and enter into the unknown when love is the focus, foundation, and goal. Blessed is the body, mind, and soul. Like, I just feel like this is like, again, when you're living very deliberately and like being bold in your choices and leading with what your heart space, like what's truly authentically for you, then everything will be blessed. Okay. And then we have the sunset. Old cords of pain fade as the sun's light burns. Time here turns to release and unfurl. So it's like there's a level of letting go of the old. Breathe in, breathe out, let go of doubt is what this says. It's all about challenging you to unpack your mind and allow your soul to unwind. Like, there's a need to let your soul, like your mind has you on lock. And I'm just saying, like, your mind has you on lock and it's time to fucking let go and just do something is what it feels like. Live deliberately. It doesn't necessarily, it's doesn't mean that you have Virgo the shit out of something. I'm sorry, Virgos. I have a shit ton of Virgo in my chart. So I know I get to say shit. Okay. And it's one of those things where it's like you live boldly. You go there, you do that, you try, you risk. Okay. And so I feel like that's it. And it does something for your heart. It, like, there's this level of expansion. You can feel, you get to live when you do that. Whatever you're doing hasn't been living. I don't know why I go in this direction. What are we doing? Secret Tarot, thank you very much. Let's see. End of confusion. I just saw the Death card with the Seven of Cups. Like, there's something about just making a choice and just doing something brings so much clarity. Five of Pentacles. I feel like somebody has kind of like been sitting out the game. Like, they're showing me like the traditional Five of Pentacles where they're outside, where everybody else is inside doing the thing, living life, all that kind of stuff. And like somehow this person is kind of like being like taking their stuff out of the game. Yeah, apathy, motherfucker, apathy. Somebody has just been like, I don't know if you're just waiting for something. I feel like that's a problem. You're waiting for that proverbial. It's like for safety's sake. Four of Pentacles is like it's the hesitation for safety's sake. But you need to be bold. We got an Emperor here. Oh, baby. Like we have the Eight of Wands. We have two cards that can indicate some level of communication. The Ace of Swords and the Eight of Wands. But the Eight of Wands is to me, it's a swift movement. It's not even about, here's the thing, it doesn't feel like something happening fast coming into you. It feels like when something starts, it's happening fast. The Ace of Swords is this new path. And it's clarity. They're giving me clarity. Like clarity comes quickly when you just choose. Clarity will come exceptionally quickly when you choose. Okay, that's like the second time they've said that. And this one doesn't feel nearly as much like having a specific thing in mind to choose. They're just like, something. Yeah, this, holy shit, it's been a major influence in your life. Like these subconscious fears that constantly put you on pause. These subconscious, this feeling like you're not in the know, you're not really certain, the uncertainty, subconscious fears, all that has kept you out of the game. And you've been out of the game for too long. Somebody's been out of the game for too long. The game of life. Fuck it. Game of life. Okay? Somebody's been out of the game for too fucking long. I told you I felt... Okay, so I'm going to take this because... Page of Swords, which is some level of information, communication, knowledge. But I'm feeling a bit of a communication over here. So we've got the Eight of Wands, Ace of Swords, and the Page of Swords. It's like there's some level of communication that's going to bring about a major amount of change. Let's find out, because when you have the fucking Page of Swords next to the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Swords being the pivot, the focus change, the path change, the swift change. There's some level of like, and Ace of Swords could be like a new path. Like, let's ask, what is this? What is this? Page of Swords, Knight of Swords. Be specific. And you know what? I'm just going to say my ADD is coming in here. Like, this weather does not help. I've been told, Spirit, you need to bring some sun. Because I feel like for 3 weeks we have had rain and clouds. And I'm done. I am not a person that can handle that. I could never live in Seattle. I could visit. I could never live. Never live there. I can't. I need the sunshine. Let's see. We'll put that over there. I'm not really sure. We have the Ace of Wands. Ooh. Something that will pique your interest, because with the Ace of Wands, with the Five of Cups, with this Five of Cups takes a look. I can't stand that it flips. And it's like not really paying attention anymore to the 3 cups that are spilled. Found the 2 cups. You're like, oh, this might be the key. This might be the answer. Hasn't acted on it yet because it's not the 6 of Cups yet. But they're like, it's like information coming in that you're like, or a message where you're like, okay. Oh, yes. I feel like you will find it's a yes. Because Ace of Wands is going to be a yes card for me, right? Ace of Wands is like, ooh, figuring out this information or this message allows you to figure out. It lets you figure out. Like the 2 of Cups, you figure it out. You figure something out. And it's like, it's some exciting new start or like it lights your fire again. You've been out of the game for too long. It lights your fire. Something comes in, you're like, oh, and it lights your fire. And then we got the Chariot. It's like you come back online. I feel like the Ace of Wands is you coming back online to something. Like it ignites the interest in life. Okay. It sparks that little flame within you again. Okay. And dude, if this is somebody like, hey, baby, what's up kind of thing, this might be the spark that you need to get back in the game, if you know what I mean. Okay. And if that's the case, if that's the trajectory for somebody, oh, it comes from an Emperor. So there you go. Okay. Five of Cups, you're like, maybe, and it sparks a little, and then you're like, oh, I feel like it's all in. If you go all in, if you really give it a shot, like, it'll move fast. But remember, the amount of momentum and intensity behind the Chariot that propels it forward is intense. Okay? It might get intense pretty fast. 8 of Wands, I'm just saying. And that would be a 180. From being out of the game into the game. Oh. And I feel like, I don't know, something this time feels like it's what you want. Because we have the Knight of Cups. Like something would be on offer with this Page of Swords. So whatever this communication is, it's kind of like somebody offering something up, right? And it's, oh, it sounds so good. Like even if this is outside of love, like this is something that's going to make you want to get in the game of life again. Like you probably have not been passionate about shit, not work, not nothing. And you're like, oh yeah. Like, I don't know. It just ignites something. It would be a wish fulfillment. It's going to take you to your wish fulfillment. Whatever's on offer is going to satisfy or fulfill some desire of yours. And then we have the Four of Wands. So if it is love, oh my God. It might be like, oh shit, this person really could be like a counterpart energy. This person's really not like, you know, like it could lead to marriage, at least a higher level of commitment. And if not, like, can I just tell you, like, whatever this is, it's going to be a milestone in your life. You know, those milestones where it's like there's life before and life after type of situation. So I feel like, and it's funny because the last reading was a little bit like somebody asking a question. And then this one's more like something comes in. So I want to know what the communication is in and of itself, please. Somebody speak up. Thank you. Sun Knight Tarot. Holy shit. Five of Cups. And this doesn't happen in most of the decks, can I just tell you? But when these motherfuckers leave the Three of Cups, like they've been staring and sulking and, oh, everything could have gone wrong. It's been going wrong. It's terrible, right? And they fucking finally turn around and look like they don't do that in most of these tarot decks. Most of them, they still have yet to turn the fuck around and see the Two Cups behind them, the potential, the possibility. So here we are, Two of Cups. Same thing. They turn around, found them, picked them up. Same thing. See, this one, picked them up. Oh, and if it is love, it's like, this is like the person that would get you to come out of hermit mode. It would be the person to get you to date again, to want to flirt. Ace of Wands. You know what I mean? This person actually, you feel something. You're like, oh, I feel something. I don't know what to do. Right? Comes up again. You're going to lay eyes on this shit. You're going to know it. When this message comes in, High Priestess. Oh, as if it was like planned that way. But let's just figure it out. Hey, Francis, how are you? Oh my God, Terry, shit. Oh. So we very well might be, we very well might be talking about ooh la la, right? Because we have the Ace of Cups with the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is all about nothing, 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 nothing. Bing, something happens. Look, it's been Sahara Desert, okay? It has been not nothing. And finally, something happens. Something pops through. And this may be something finally gets through your defenses, through your barriers, like something finally breaks through and gets you all ignited or whatever. Time to release old cords of pain and let that fade. And then it is not to overthink this, right? Like the idea is to unpack your mind and let your soul unwind. Breathe in, breathe out, let go of doubt. Like your mind will try to take this one away, but something gets through. Something gets through, motherfuckers. Something gets through. Something gets through all those subconscious fears that kept you out of the game. Some things, this is pretty big. Like if this motherfucker can do that, if this person can do that, kind of exciting. Kind of exciting. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Tell me more. Wow. You know what they're breaking through? Like over here, we've got the Ace of Cups with the Seven of Pentacles. Something finally breaks ground. Something finally breaks through. Three of Swords. I told you there were defenses up. I told you there was some level of like, you were just content. Like you were just on the trajectory of being alone. I don't care what you say. You were content. You're content being alone. Very content being alone. Like, I don't care what your like you may have been like, but I really want something. Your mind said, fuck no. Okay. And here is the list of 500 reasons why. And there's something that like your mind is finally going to open up and unfurl. Like you just like, can I just say it breaks ground. Something, and I was like, what do you like the breakthrough is this, like it breaks through this. And then we have the King of Cups. Long time a coming. I bet that is a cure for longing. You've been very dedicated to being alone. We have the Eight of Pentacles with the Hermit, and that is like solely focused on you, yourself, like me, myself, and I type of energy of going within and getting to know yourself and getting back to your core and just caring and giving a shit about you and not worried about anything else. And man, oh man, you were hella focused on healing, discovering your inner truth. When I talk about your like you're getting back to your core essence. There's some fuckery that must have like muddled that up, and you're like, oh man, like she's very deep. I don't know why I said she, probably because there's a female on the star card, but like my inner essence is so buried deep that it took a lot to uncover and cultivate, like to excavate. Thank you, excavate down to it and find her again. Like she was just buried beneath shit, and she finally, like, you found her I'm saying her because it just feels very like feminine energy, meaning the part of you that's willing to receive. Yeah, you're like closed off. And it's like getting back to happy with yourself again. And that might be why this coming through might actually do something, because we do have the Ace of Cups, not the Two of Cups. The Ace of Cups, where the level of self-love is so much that you're back to you, your true essence, which gives way to let something break through. It's almost like you break through your own heartache and sorrow, and you may even be in the King of Cups energy where you're like, I'm ready on a selective basis to offer something to other people. Like you might finally be in the right energy. But you did a lot of, so tell me more about this this message, or this is going to turn things around. You don't see it coming. I can tell you that much. You don't fathom it. I don't know why they're saying that. So good shit though. Can I just fucking tell you? We do have the Seven of Cups. And I feel like it's like the one cup that you're absolutely sure of is your cup, right? Ace of Cups. There's like you're back to not hiding yourself. You're back to feeling like your cup is full. Okay? It took some time. You're back to that, which is great. And that may be why you went on this internal mode, was like, I got to fill my cup back up. I got to get back to, you know what I mean? Next to the Four of Wands. This particular Four of Wands, you see how there's a level of security. Like these wands are surrounding the heart, right? Take a look at this heart. You see that? It's protective. It's protected. You know, you might be in this state where something could finally come through, but you're not. I don't think that you're not really in the awareness that you might be. That there's something for you, because this is 2 times Four of Wands comes out. Sometimes that's considered like divine counterparts. Sometimes that's considered, at least in the least, two energies who are operating from a very good. Who are in alignment with one another, coming together, right? You may, like, this is also marriage, because when we talk about milestones and celebrations, this can, you know, and it's like maybe you're not so certain about like marriage and things like that. Like you may have written it off. You may have been like, yeah, I can't see that. There's something about you not being able to see this, the Four of Wands. But you're going to be pleasantly fucking surprised. Six of Cups. 6 of fucking Cups. Didn't I say you're at the space where you're like, oh, there's like this interest because you pick up the 2 cups. And you're like, maybe, but you haven't chosen it yet. You haven't really like invited it in, but you're no longer looking at the 3 cups, and the 2 cups are a potential, and you pick them up and you're like, okie dokies. And here you are, motherfucker. Knight of Pentacles rides in, which I think is the same as the Emperor energy. And that's the thing that's on offer. And suddenly you're very open to it. You're optimistic. You're enjoying it. Like this is something you would very much so enjoy. Like you go from however long you spent in hermit mode, mulling over those 3 fucking cups, trying to heal that, to turning around, realizing your cup is full, and you're like, okay. And having the potential where you no longer got to like scrutinize what you've been through, and you're turning around looking at the possibilities, and lo and behold, you see the 2 cups. Haven't yet acted on the 2 cups, but then when like you're in the right state for somebody to kind of like cut through the barriers, right? And this Knight of Pentacles comes in, and here we are. It is the hell fucking yes. It is the Six of Cups. That's a return to pleasure. That's rose tinted glasses. Shit, I feel like if this motherfucker came in any sooner, off with their head, kind of thing. You know what I mean? It'd be like it would not. They would not have succeeded. There would have been no success. Okay, no success. Tell me about the person. Tell me about the Emperor and the Knight of Pentacles. This is a true, genuine, sincere. I feel like I asked that too late. Okay. Here's an acknowledgement that that wall that you had, or the whatever you were going through, was necessary. We have the Nine of Wands with the Strength card, because you really, I don't know what happened, but this inner line was, let me tell you, this is why I'm saying I feel like this person would not have made it through. Look at this fucking wall. Okay, Nine of Wands, like this, like you ain't getting through that shit. Like they would have had their head bit off, because you were still in a place where this lion was louder than anything else. That little aspect of yourself, they would have not got through. They would have not got through. Can you tell me a little, just a little something on the Emperor? I'm like, when is this shit coming in? When is this shit coming in? I heard, why not? Like, it's almost, I feel like somebody's telling you that. Like, why not? Like, give it a shot. That's the live boldly and deliberately, right? Start living again. I feel like you've been offline for a long time. I don't know if somebody's asking, at no point do I sense somebody from the past. Like, I know people love to always assume that the Six of Cups means something from the past. It's really the essence of it. The truest definition of it is a return to joy. Looking at things pleasantly again. They're still not giving me anything on. I think that you recalibrated yourself. You brought yourself back to a sense of balance. And now you're in the energy of being willing to receive. We have the Four of Swords with the Six of Pentacles. The words truce. Like you were finally at a truce with yourself or with whatever happened. There's a level of peace that's been restored. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, which is talking about success. And then, well, and look, Two of Swords, peace, finally coming to a level of conclusion about the Five of Cups. You've made peace with the Five of Cups, with your disappointment. The peace, disappointment. So you, okay, good. Are we going to get any information on this person? What is said or whatever in this Page of Swords? I can show you the world. Like, this is somebody willing to give you the world. Okay. This is somebody who's been waiting to be able to do this. We have the King of Cups with the World card. Like, they're able to give you everything that it is that you're wanting. And it'll be strictly for you. King of Cups does not spread his energy thin. He doesn't just give his emotions and his love and his affection to just anybody. Anything about the and he's honest, he's integral, forthright. I feel like we're going to get generic, general stuff about this person. You know what? I don't know. Like, I feel like if you know too much, when it shows up, it's not going to. They are so willing to build. We have the Three of Pentacles with the Four of Wands again. The Four of Wands again. Guys, that's like the 11-11 card for some people, where it's like, it absolutely is divine counterpart type of energy, something that could lead to like somebody you would create a foundation with to build a future with. Does that make sense? So even if you're not like the marriage material type, like you're like, whatever, this absolutely, like, they will work towards that. They want to build and work towards that status. Okay. And then we have the High Priestess. To me, I feel like this is just like this knowing. They just fucking know. And this very well may be somebody who was always meant to be a potential for you. Like, written kind of shit. Like, the idea of there was always a potential for the two of you to come together kind of thing. Especially when it's paired with the Four of Wands. So, yeah. All right. Well, that's really good. I didn't see that one coming. We got so many. All right, guys. I'm going to leave it there. I hope that we really didn't seem to get a timing on when that message would come in. But I mean, they're obviously trying to prep somebody for something. So, yeah. All right. I hope everybody has a fantastic, wonderful day. That was 2 readings. I hope they find who they are meant for. And I will see you guys again later this week, okay? Let me make sure. I'll talk to you later. Y'all have a great day, okay?